Hello! Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Samantha Miller and welcome back. What I have for you today is, pulling it up, there it is, equality of outcome versus equality of rights. It's a very simple idea, but I just kept writing and 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 kept writing. And I would like to share my thoughts and opinions about the equality of outcome versus equality of rights. You may have heard a lot of the arguments before, but hopefully I take it into a different direction that is very valuable and helpful to you. Again, please post your comments, questions, and concerns down below. Please like, share, and subscribe. That would greatly help this channel out. Please hit that little ding-a-ling bell. That would also help you get notified about the videos that I do post. So let's get started. Okay. Equality of outcome versus equality of rights. Better idea would be, I don't want us to be the same. I want to be me. The who I am, not the who you think I should be. I have been told that the two simplistic basic rules of, number one, don't harm people, and number two, don't take their stuff. I challenge anyone who believes it's okay to not harm people, but it is okay to take somebody's stuff. Let me repeat that again. I have been told that there are two simple basic principles that A, you don't harm people, and B, you don't take their stuff. Very simple rules that we can have a very civilized society. Again, like a riot is not good because it harms other people's properties, it takes their time, it takes their resources, it takes their money, it takes societies, etc. I challenge anyone who believes that it is not okay to harm people, but it is okay to take people's property. I would say you are your own property. That's what I would say, that your body, your property, your eyeballs, they're yours. Do you own yourself? Do you own you? If the answer is yes, then how much of society owns you? If the answer is no, then it speaks in good measure that responsibility is not your forte. I would say that society does have some claim to the people that encompasses it. An extreme position would say 0% of society owning you, because one word, taxes. You don't pay your fair share, then off to jail with you. But if you are not your own property, nor is there any sense of ownership beyond that of yourself, of you owning anything beyond yourself, like a house, your family, a dog, a cat, or even your own phone, even your own child, then my question for you is, what activities does your body produce when you hold this belief system as true? Let me repeat that again. What activities does your body produce when you hold this belief system as true? That it is not okay to harm people, but it is okay to take their stuff. It's not okay to harm people, but you can take their stuff. It's okay to go and riot because other people are being harmed, so you can destroy their stuff. It's okay to go riot. It's a good thing that people riot. It's a good thing that people destroy other people's stuff. What type of activities do you think that one would take because of that belief system to be held true? Not the idea of and of itself, but your gut reaction, your condition to act. Not you think to be true, I know how to make $1 million versus somebody actually making $1 million. The idea versus the actuality. The idea versus your nervous system, your body, yourself being conditioned to execute in a certain way. Now let me say that again. What activities does your body produce when you hold this belief system to be true? When you believe something to be true, then your body acts in a certain way. What way does your body act when you believe that it is okay to not harm somebody, but it is okay to take their stuff? If you don't own anything, nor anyone is allowed to own things beyond themselves, then anyone who attempts to do so is at least wrong. They're wrong to own anything beyond themselves. Should they be punished? Will you convince them using your own subjective reality as how the world should be? And therefore, any opposition to your own belief would be in violation to the principles you hold dear. Let me simplify it. If we are not to own things beyond ourselves, then who does? Deep down, we all believe there is something and/or someone who owns the things beyond ourselves. Who owns the tree outside? Well, I don't own it, you don't own it, it's nature. So nature owns it. It's because it's in the environment owns it. Where does that thinking lead? That's the question. If persons, not people, but persons, both are applicable, but I'm specifically using persons. If individual person, group of them, persons, if persons are not allowed to do so, then the collective, the environment, the group, the ecosystem is an ownership. Something greater in value than an individual owns the right to it. Now, let me first say that I believe the collective is more valuable than a single individual. As long as they don't trample on the rights of the individual. I wholeheartedly believe that the group is more important, that you should help as many people as possible, not just one person. If you're not at the point to helping the majority of people, then you help one person at a time. And through momentum, through the continuation, I successfully help this person, I successfully help that person, and one by one you start to trickle down a wonderful group of people that you have experienced before, helped them, you can get testimonials, you have assurance that these people can vouch for you and your ability, your service, your products being good, being adequate, being enough. If you're not at the collective state, you can get there by just doing one at a time. For myself, one example is making one video at a time. Now, I haven't gotten there yet at the level that I want and wish, but if I continue to take action in a certain way, and I continue to take action in that direction, I will get there eventually. It is an inevitability that I will be at that position of which I want and crave. We are tribal. We are tribal when it comes to power and want it for ourselves, but wish to push it off the responsibilities to a more constructive form or shape that we conceptualize as the authority. I want to be on a winning team. I love my football team, my basketball team, my soccer team, or football, but soccer team. I am for this sports team. Oh, they lost? Well, they're stupid. They're silly. This person's fault, that person's fault. Oh, we won? Hey, I helped. Yes, we want the reward and bliss of being in the best position possible, having the reward, but oh gosh darn the responsibility and shame that comes with being in public. So, For conservatives, I am generalizing with a dichotomy. I am greatly generalizing with a dichotomy. Conservatives believe in a higher authority above all of us. Again, above humanity. There's something beyond ourselves. Maybe like an ecosystem. Maybe there is something that actually governs how the ecosystem maybe works. Not just of how the ecosystem works in a random mesh, but maybe because it works in a random, quote-unquote, random mesh, that when one thing works within another thing, that is God, that it is working with the power of God. Ooh, kind of a crazy concept. Thinking about outside of the box. Believe in a higher authority above us all. You may call it nature, or what I like to refer to it as God. Now, then there is the current modern-day liberal belief in a higher authority above us all. For man shall rule this position. Kingship, commander, or what I like to refer as leader. It may sound as though I am creating a counter-argument for a political belief system. But to say the very least, that wasn't my intent. I have heard people state on the left that they want equality of outcome. Now, before I go any further, the left and the right, you can pull wisdom from that. Political belief systems, I care more about the policies that are in place. I care more about how you carry yourself forward into your foreground, not your background, of what you hold up to be here to be true, what you're conditioned to act as, the resources available to you, and the perceptions you have about reality. That matters more to me than what actually is, because what is will change based off the function of the human condition. I believe that when I take this action, this is the result I'm going to get. Well, when I take that action, it wasn't the result I get. How am I going to learn to get to that result? That is the activity for success. It is also the activity for failure. I am going to act in a certain way, regardless of whether or not I want to, because my body is conditioned to do so. Oh, I got a result that I didn't want? Well, I get frustrated and angry, but my body's conditioned to act that way, so my body acts that way. How do I get myself out of that position? That matters more to me than the actual policy. I don't necessarily care that you're on the left or the right. I have my own political affiliation of being more center-right. I consider myself to be more of a libertarian conservative type of person, more of a constitutional conservative. That's how I believe. But just because I believe that way doesn't mean that there isn't wisdom on the left, that there isn't something important on the left that I can learn and understand from of why they even brought that up. Well, maybe they even brought it up because maybe they're, I don't know. Let's go on. It may sound as though I've been creating a counter argument for a political belief, or the political parties, or whatnot, or political ideology, but to say the very least, that wasn't my intent. I have heard people state on the left that they want equality of outcome, and on the right has stated, and there are people on the right that have stated that they want equality of opportunity. Now, unfortunately, these two paths, peace, Nixon, these two paths, unfortunately, are traps, for they are tied indefinitely. Let me state that sentence again, because I believe it to be very important. I have heard people on both the left and the right state one particular topic that is incredibly harmful and dangerous, a subtlety that needs to be avoided. On the left, I have heard people talk about equality of outcome, and on the right, I've heard people talk about equality of opportunity. Now, if someone has more money than another, then by default, they have more opportunities. If someone has more time than another, then by default, they have more opportunities. If someone has more friends than another, then by default, they have more opportunities. But each of these three examples that I've just listed of both money, time, and friends, each of these three examples were external things. What about the internal faculties that create the results in our lives? If someone has more imagination, is more imaginative, has more skill, control, determination, independence, charity, and even humanity than another person, they by default have more opportunities. If someone has more, then equality of outcome, if you believe that equality of outcome is wrong, but you believe equality of opportunity is good, well, if somebody has more of something, they have more opportunity. Well, we have to just give the people who have less more of something. Okay, but not everybody's going to have the same. It doesn't seem to be the direction of a happy, healthy, wealthy life. It may be a better one than equality of outcome, but it's still trapped in that realm of, well, opportunity comes from the resources that you have available and who you are as an individual. You may not be at that level that another person is at. You may not have the resources or connection as another person. That's not what I care about. Nothing is the same, as everyone would simply agree. To make things the same would result in an imbalance of those who may have more skill, but may be dampened through society dictating what should be. It's not wrong, but the power is taken from the individual. I don't like that. It seems as though the more power we give to the individual, the more they can flourish. Power, by its very definition, is the ability to act. The individual. I don't want others to be me, and I have no requirement for myself to be someone else. My objective now is to help people maximize the resources they have available and maximize the returns of their available resources. This also means time, focus, energy, levels of interest, value. None of those were external, they were all internal. How much time do I have in making this? Well, I believe I have no time, therefore I can't do anything about it. Well, I believe I have a lot of time, which means I have at least a little bit more that I can do today than I did yesterday. The belief system that I hold to be true and the activities that I take because of it. We may be getting different results, but what is the meaning of those results in alignment to the person who has received them, what they focus on, and where they go from here? In short, I don't want you to be me, and I have no need for me to be you. We are right here, right now. And what can we do with what we have to get to where we want to be in life? Saying that one more time, I'm going to ask you that question. I'm going to let it sit. We are here right now, and what can we do about what we have to get to where we want to be in life? Food for thought. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully this helped as well. More importantly, hope this helped, and you found value from it. Again, please post your comments, questions, and concerns down below. I do read them, and I do reply to most of them. But I do read them. I do try to reply to all of them. Thank you very much for being part of this. My name is Smith & Miller. Please post your comments, questions, and concerns down below. Please like, share, and subscribe to this video, and hit that little ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling bell. That would also help you give you notifications for the videos that I do post. You enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the day. Redundancy! Yay!